Saturday, we have David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. And right now, I'm about to give my full breakdown and analysis on the fight. Now, at the time you're seeing this, you should be seeing this on the Thursday. So, tomorrow, Friday, I will be breaking down the weigh in. I know there's been questions if David Benavidez is drained. He lost a lot of weight for this fight, which is going to go into my analysis and what I think the fight's going to look like. And I'm just gonna be breaking everything down tomorrow. So make sure that you're staying tuned. You stay tuned for that video. But David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde, very interesting fight. It almost feels like it's David Benavidez' like real debut at 175. His first fight he fought Vosdick, who is a true 175 pounder, former champion, but he's coming off of a long layoff and things like that. So you know and plus Benavidez came into that fight, he was injured and stuff like that, so we didn't really get to see the real Benavidez. Same way we didn't really get to see like the real Vosdick, like active Vosdick. His next fight he fought David Morrell, who was coming up from 168. Great fight. I still think David Morrell's a great fighter, even though his last fight was a little bit iffy. He got dropped, but he still put out the decision. But I think that was a great underrated win from David Benavidez. That's going to age very well in the future. But yeah, man. I'm very interested for this fight. So I think I turned my mic down a little bit too low. Hello? Boo boo boo. I think I'm very interested in this fight. I think that wow, man. I think I do have David Benavidez winning. I'm not counting out Yarde. I'm not saying that he's gonna run through Yarde and that Yarde's nothing. Yarde could very well win. Yarde could very well touch him on the jaw, and that's it. Um, David Benavidez can be hurt. We saw David Morrell hurt him. That's another question I have. What is David Benavidez' chin at 175? You've seen a 168 Morrell hurt him. Morrell's a power puncher, but Morrell's never dropped or hurt or stopped. Not hurt, but he's never dropped or stopped anybody at 175. So we don't know how hard Morrell's truly hitting at 175. We don't know if it's the same as 168. So, David Benavidez, he got visibly stunned by a Morrell punch in their fight. So, damn, this is like a flyer sign. So, that's gonna play a factor into this fight. I think we're gonna find out how good David Benavidez really is, which I think he's a top 5 pound for pound fighter. I think he just gotta prove it. But I've always had him high. I've always thought he would beat Canelo. I always thought he would do great things in the sport. So yeah, Anthony Yarde coming into this fight, I'm kind of worried because of I'm worried for Yarde because I don't know how. Not that he's not locked in on the fight, but I don't know how locked in he is on David Benavidez, and that's a very important thing. Not that he's sleeping on him or anything like that, but I don't know the way he's been talking, the way he was talking at the open workout and everything like that. I don't know if he's been training for Benavidez or just training to train because the way he was talking, he seemed like he didn't have a game plan strictly for Benavidez. It kind of seemed like he was expecting Benavidez to come forward and that he was gonna come forward, even though Yarde is more like it's like a boxer puncher. He's not really a super come forward like tank. He's more of like he's like he'll box you and knock you out. He'll look for the shots. He doesn't force the shots. He looks for them and he finds the openings and he capitalizes off of them. So I think he's kind of depending on David Benavidez to come forward and for him to look for his shots. But I think it's very obvious when you see the weight loss that David Benavidez has for this fight and how he looks very physically different. I think we're going to see more of I think David Benavidez is going to box more. I think he's going to use more of his footwork. People say he's kind of flat-footed and things like that. They just a straight up and down, walk forward, high guard, just break people down. But I think that was very effective for him at 160. Hold on, I think my mic's a little too high. That was very effective for him at 168. But now you're at 175. These dudes are a little bit bigger. I think he said in an interview he's going to have to set up the shots a little bit more. So I think in this fight, he's not going to really get to walk forward and try to beat people down, but he's going to try to beat Yarde down, but he's going to try to find the shots. He's going to try to pick Yarde apart and use his boxing skills and his IQ and unlock those couple extra layers in his game that he hasn't really shown yet because I don't think he's really had to. But I think in this fight, he's going to have to when facing a puncher like Yarde. I think if David Benavidez came into this fight, came in a little big, or was trying to just bully Yarde, I think he could have lost very easily. But seeing David Benavidez, he's taking the fight very seriously. He's coming in very slim. He looks ready. I think that he's gonna. I think that he's gonna outbox Anthony Yarde and potentially stop him. I think it's gonna be a beautiful performance by David Benavidez. I predict. I'll predict a ninth round TKO. I think he's gonna put on a beautiful performance. I think it's gonna wake a lot of people up to how good David Benavidez is and how many layers he has to his game. Because I've seen it. I've always seen it. He's a very skilled fighter. He's a very good fighter. I just think the rest of the world has to see it, and I think he's gonna show it this Saturday. Anthony Yarde. I think if Anthony Yarde stays patient, stays focused, and looks for those openings like he does and capitalizes off of them, he could very well win this fight, even on points. I think if he stays patient and he finds those openings and he's tagging Benavidez with some big eye-catching shots, he could rack in a couple rounds, and before you know it, he's winning a 7-5 decision, 8-4 decision. Although I don't think it's likely, it is very possible. And definitely do not sleep on Yarde in this fight, man. This dude's a real deal 175, real deal contender. Gave Kovalev a hard fight when he was very young, went over to Russia for that fight. Gave Artur Beterbiev his hardest fight before he obviously fought Bivol. He's still at the top of his game. He's still a very good fighter. He's coming in. He's training hard. He's ready. I just think David Benavidez is an all-time great fighter. I think he's an all-time great talent, and I think he'll go down in the history books as top 15, top 10 greatest fighters ever, in my opinion. That's where I think he'll go down if his career goes accordingly and if he takes the fights and wins the fights like I think he will. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to some beautiful stuff tomorrow. I'm looking forward to. I think we should expect David Benavidez to show all elements of his game: the inside work, the mid range, and the outside. I'm expecting him to showcase more of his jab and his setups. I think that he should go to the body in this fight. Anthony Yarde tends to tire out in the middle of the fight, which is why I have a ninth round TKO. I think if David Benavidez boxes economically and stays composed and those big shots to the body, he could potentially tire out Yarde. And I think by the 8th or ninth round, Yarde's going to be so tired that David Benavidez can go in there, throw a couple flurries, and force the ref to step in and stop the fight. So, I mean, I'm very interested, man. This fight card's ridiculous, bro. Seriously, this fight card's ridiculous on Saturday. It's ridiculous. But let me know what you guys think, man. I really want to call this fight. I just don't know if I have the viewership for it yet. And, I love y'all, but I'm not sitting up here for, like 4 or 5 hours or like one viewer in the chat. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather watch with my family. You know what I mean? So, I mean, once we start racking up viewership and once the ball starts rolling, which, I mean, it has been, my views have been going up a lot on my main videos recently. So, I think by the time I'm trying to by January, February be calling fights, man. Be doing regular live streams and podcasts and things of that nature, and we getting started. I've been posting every single day. I ain't gonna miss a day. I'm pumping out content every single day, man. So, bro, let me know what you guys think, man. If I see a lot of comments or whatever, and I see a lot of discussions going on in the community, I'll definitely hop on live stream. You know what I mean? I'll make a post, let you guys know when I'm hopping on. I hop on. We can discuss. You guys can give your takes. I can give mine. We can have healthy boxing discussions in here. We can talk about other things too if you guys want to. So, yeah, man, I'm very excited for November 22nd. I'm very excited for this channel moving forward. We're gonna do big things. I have better equipment coming. I'm looking for a better camera. I'm about to get a ring light. I'm about to get some more monitors. I'm about to get a new desk, new chair. I'm about to get a better background. You see right here. I got my shoes back there. I got some tracks. I got some Jordan 6s, Black Cat 4s, Balenciaga runners, Jordan 11 cherries, some black Bapesters and some gray Bapesters, and then what was it? Oh, right there is my Yeezys, my 700s, but I don't know where they're at. Oh, they're over there. I ain't got that kind of time to go to be getting them, but they over there. So I'm trying to add to this background, just expand my brand. Also, let me know you guys think let me know if you guys want more. What I should incorporate more in terms of like what you guys think would be more interesting in terms of thumbnails, content ideas, anything you guys want to see. Let me know. You know what I mean? I want to pump out interesting content. I don't want to pump out boring content. I want to be a real content creator, not just. I don't want to come up here just post a video and then call it a day. Like, you know, I really want to. I really want to be big in this game. You know, I want to. I want to be one of the biggest. I want to be flying to Saudi Arabia and Dubai and in Vegas and everywhere and calling fights and being there for fight events or whatever, and just document my journey and show other people that want to step into this game that you can do it. Very young, I'm only 17, and I feel like I got a good head on my shoulders. I feel like I'm going in the right direction. I feel like I got the work ethic for this. I'm working very hard. So I mean, this YouTube thing's harder than I thought, man. I didn't think it was gonna be. I'm not gonna. I thought it was gonna be a little bit of a cakewalk, but yeah, I mean, you post video. I mean, I've only been doing this consistently for like a week, but still, it's like, you feel like you post, you feel like you make a good thumbnail and you put good thoughts into it, and then it's like 5 views, and you're like, oh damn, like, you know what I'm saying? But we only gonna get better from here. If you're here already, you're already supporting. Shout out to you. I won't forget none of y'all, especially when I start going live. When I start going live, and I remember when I start going live and have like 6, 10 viewers, however many viewers I'll have, I'll remember every single one of y'all. You know what I mean? So I always remember my day one. So yeah, shout out to everybody, and see y'all in the next one.